Respect should not be optional, and decades of research on relationships shows that it's the psychological scaffolding that holds up a relationship when things get wobbly. Specifically, John Gottman's invaluable long-term studies over decades found that contempt, whether subtle or overt, is the number one predictor of divorce. My name is Todd. I'm a psychologist who supports men. I'm an author. This video comes directly from Chapter 1 of my book, Rules of Engagement. It's Part 5 of Chapter 1. The title is Disrespect Ends Here. And this section of Chapter 1, this part, is about relationship research. So, if you like this type of video, make sure you subscribe and click the little bell so that you'll know every time I drop more content from this book. All right, so John Gottman's decades of research shows that it's not just insult and screaming that do the damage. It's also the way she claps back with, well, someone's sensitive today, after you calmly express a concern, right? As if your masculinity is just a punchline in her one-woman roast special. Before you know it, your dignity is being served as the appetizer at brunch while she performs for an audience of mimosas and side eyes. Such behaviors may appear to be innocuous, but they're warning signs of something deeper that often ends relationships. Other researchers, Fincham and Linfield, back in the 1990s, also made it clear that relationships don't collapse when good feelings fade. They collapse when the bad feelings become routine. That means you can have affection and frustration in the same room, but when disrespect starts to outweigh everything else, the countdown has already started. When you tolerate such a dynamic, make no mistake that you're being primed for an early exit. Gottman's work, John Gottman, also highlighted that repair attempts, such as little gestures to reconnect during conflict, only work in relationships in which respect is still alive. Without it, those gestures come off as shallow and devious. She snaps at you in front of her friends, laughs like it's nothing, then grabs your arm 3 minutes later, whispering some sweet bullshit about being stressed out. My friend, that is not a repair attempt. It's emotional duct tape on a busted sewage line. And if you let her get away with it time after time, there's little chance of the relationship sustaining. The plentiful research regarding respect and relationship longevity makes it clear that respect must be non-negotiable. That doesn't mean demanding constant agreement or robotic politeness, but it does require establishing that basic human dignity as your bare minimum. Despite what she says, you're not overreacting when you put her in check. You're defending your future together. Through their research, Fincham and Linfield also introduced the concept of negative sentiment override. That's the point at which partners interpret everything the other says through a holistic lens. Once that line is crossed, even a simple good morning sounds like a threat. And when that happens, even the best relationships become psychological minefields. If you want your relationship to continue, your job is to prevent that long before it shows up. To promote longevity in relationships, you set the emotional pace by calmly correcting the standard without pleading and letting her walk if she can't meet it. You don't have to convince her to respect you for the relationship to continue. She either respects it or she doesn't. If she adjusts, good. She's mature and your time together continues. If not, then that's just as well because now you know. Also remember that respect in long-standing relationships isn't a feeling. It's a structure that determines how you argue, how you resolve, and whether you even want to stay. Without it, nothing else matters. Not chemistry, not history, not how great she looks in her birthday suit. Gottman's data and Fincham and Linfield's findings align by indicating that it's not a lack of attraction or frequency of intimacy that kills relationships. It's recurring disrespect. So when she tests you, Don't just talk her into compliance. Actually show her what happens when a man means what he says. It's about clarity. And clarity, when enforced with tranquility, becomes the most unforgiving yet attractive standard in the room. If you've noticed some of these dynamics in your relationship, but you feel that it's worth salvaging, or it has a chance to improve and to continue, you might want to say something like this. If this relationship is going to last, your disrespectful sarcasm and dismissiveness must end. If you can't commit to that, then I suggest you leave this relationship now. But if you've had enough, as I always like to say, there are ways that you can do it very directly so that she understands. If you're in a situation in which it's time to walk, say to her, there's no way this relationship can sustain when it exists in a disrespectful environment, so I'm choosing to leave it now.